As part of topic 2, let us understand why Python for data analytics. There are other programming languages like C++, Java, R, Scala as well for data analysis and analytics. However, today Python is leading programming language especially for data analytics. Let's understand what made Python so popular in the industry. Before proceeding, if you are in learning path about data and haven't yet subscribed for this channel, please do like and subscribe and press bell button for instant notification. So let's first understand what is Python. So as we know, Python is one of the popular programming language. Like any other programming languages like C, C++, Java, Scala, Python is also a popular programming language. And let's understand what are the key features of Python. So let's see one by one. So Python is a well-interpreted language. When we say well-interpreted language, that is, it is pseudo-compiled. Once you write any particular code, you need an interpreter to run it. Suppose you are writing a Java code, you need a compiler to compile the code and then execute it. Unlike C, C++, Java, so there is no need to compile the program and then run it. So Python, whenever you write any code, it is already interpreted and ready to execute. So that makes Python a popular option whenever you are developing or debugging any code or any application. That makes it an easy choice for any programmer. And also, Python is a portable language. What exactly the portability mean? So when you say portable, that means if you are writing a code in a Windows operating system and that can be run in the other operating system like Linux, Mac or any mobile application as well. So portability is nothing but you are writing in a particular machine of a different configuration and of a different OS specifically, and you can run it in another OS which is having a completely different configurations as well. So that makes it more portable. And next is what is object oriented. So object oriented is nothing but you can design classes and a class of objects basically, like similar to C++ or Java. So that makes it called object oriented. So this is more of a design aspect where you want to make design reusable basically. Suppose if you want to reuse a particular code, or if you want to design suppose a dependency or inheritance kind of strategies or design strategies. So in that case, it is better to use it gives a flexibility to use an object-oriented feature. And when we call it Python as an interact, that means basically a Python code can be written into like a number of lines, maybe like hundreds of thousands of lines, and can be created like a package of code and can be run at once. Or else you can just interact with the Python command prompt as well. So that we can see in the later topics, how we can interact using a Python command line. When you say Python as an interfaced language, that means it can easily interface on top of the code which is already written in C, C++ or Fortran. So that flexibility is also provided using Python. And so Python is an open source programming language. That means it is not owned by any community or any company. So anybody can download Python, install it and use for a free of cost, and also can contribute to the non-profit organization of a Python software development with their own enhancements. So that is again one of the reasons for Python to grow in the community by a lot of developers and a lot of contributors providing a lot of libraries to Python and made it one of the popular languages. And Python is also very easy to understand and also use. So once you start learning Python, so it's very interactive, and so anyone with the basic computer knowledge can start learning using Python. And once you know the power of Python, so it is just a number of lines of code, you can create a lot of powerful applications. So suppose if you're writing a code in Java for like 20-30 lines, so the scene can be done using Python in 2 to 3 lines. So that makes Python easy for developers to understand and learn, and also to maintain the code basically. So in the next slide, let's understand why Python for data analytics. So when you say data analytics, you want to play with the data. That means you want to bring the data you want to curate the data, you want to enrich it and use it for a reporting purpose, use it for a data analysis purpose, analytics purpose. So you have a machine learning use cases, you have artificial intelligence use cases. So you have a lot of things to do with the data specifically, and Python will support all these aspects that you want to perform using the data you have in your organization. Suppose so let's see one by one what makes the Python a very popular choice for data analytics in the field today. So coming to the first point, Python is a simple to use and learn. So suppose any programmer or anybody who want to learn Python, so it is very easy, as we were telling in the previous slide as well. So it is very easy to learn. Suppose if an employee or if anyone want to reskill themselves by learning Python, so that there is a less time needed. So if they are already well versed in any of the popular programming languages, and then we call Python is an intuitive language. That means it is not just about learning the code or writing it with respect to the syntax, but Python actually is designed in such a way that you can remember the codes very easily, and it matches human intuitions basically, that you can learn, that we will see in the actual practical sessions. And Python supports a lot of rich libraries, maybe NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, scikit-learn. So all these are popular libraries to name few, but there are a lot of other libraries, and also there are a lot of libraries being added on a daily basis to the Python libraries. So it is just a need, so we can use any of these based on our requirements. Suppose if you want to play with the Pandas data frame operations that Panda is providing, its own data frame operations, you can use Pandas. And if you want to perform scientific operations, you can use a SciPy. And if you have like a machine learning kind of scenario or requirement that you want to operate, so then you can use a scikit-learn. So if you have a mathematical calculations, complex mathematical calculation, then you can use NumPy library. So this is about libraries with respect to the popular libraries. And there is a visualization libraries as well. Like suppose data analytics is not just about ingesting the data and creating some kind of reporting or something like that, but the reporting or whatever the reports that you are creating or the visualizations you are creating, that should be effective enough. So Python also provides some visualization libraries like MATLAB and Seaborn. So Seaborn is again built on top of MATLAB, Matplotlib basically. So we have visualization libraries like Matplotlib and Seaborn. Seaborn is again built on top of Matlib. So Matlib again provides 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional graphical visualizations that comes with the bar charts and other complex charts. And Seaborn is just an enhancement on top of a MATLAB to provide a more rich experience of the visualization. And also the packages, and as we were telling, there are a lot of packages, which is a set of libraries. And each distributions or distributors basically is having a lot of packages inbuilt already. Say for example, Anaconda is one of a popular distribution of Python packages, which comes with pre-built packages of popular libraries like what we are mentioning, and visualization libraries what we are mentioning here. So this makes a programmer or anybody who is using Python makes his life easy, because it comes with a pre-installed packages with all these libraries. So you just need to install the distributors or distributions like Anaconda packages, so that with that you are ready to code with any of these libraries and packages. And Python is having a lot of data structures like any other programming languages. But let's see in the future sessions or videos how actually the data structures make Python very powerful, because Python's data structures are designed in such a way that it makes very efficient enough to analyze or pass any kind of data. Coming to the next one, the community. So this is one of the very important point when it comes to the why we are choosing Python for data analytics. The community means like the people who are contributing. As the Python we were telling is it's an open source programming languages. There is a rich community who are day-to-day basis doing a lot of research or submitting their work or enhancing or releasing a lot of packages and libraries and contributing to the open source community of Python. And also there is, since there are a lot of people already started using Python, so it's very easy to get help in any topic of Python programming language. And coming to the next one, like so Python is also future ready. Coming to the last one, which is machine learning. So Python also supports a lot of machine learning packages like TensorFlow, Google TensorFlow, and Theano. So this makes Python future ready for machine learning use cases as well. So whole in whole, Python is supporting different connectors which are available, or with different APIs to ingest the data from different kind of sources, and also it also supports different libraries or packages that are used for data analysis, data filtering, data transformation, curation use cases, and also it is used for different visualization use cases as well. And if you have a machine learning, artificial intelligence, or image processing, or any other such data analytics that you want to perform, so Python comes in as a whole package for data analysis and analytics. Hope this was useful. Thanks for watching.